Thank you. Hello, everyone. This is James Wolf from DFG. I'm the founder and the CEO of DFG. So today I'm going to share a little bit about the history about our company and how we view the Polkadot ecosystem. First of all, I want to thank you for HydroDX and the host for organizing this event. I feel like this is not a big event, but pretty decent one, and a lot of projects here pretty tech oriented. So it's not like the other big event I attend. Really love this kind of event a lot, and thank you for this. Yeah, DFG started with 2015 with $20 million. One interesting thing in our firm is we don't have LP, so my family support me a lot from the beginning. So it already, I built this company for 7 years and really focused on the investment side. It's a long history. We start with equity deals and then end up with right now being a very Polkadot focused, I would say, investment firm. Right now, over the past 7 years, we grow a lot from $20 million to close $1 billion in AUM right now, and we have investing to really more than 100 different portfolios. Get very lucky about getting into the industry in early stage, getting to Polkadot in early stage, and really right now we try to supporting more in the Polkadot ecosystem. Here's the history. Start from 2015, we start investing to equity deal. Of course, that is basically the thing you can do in 2015. It's pretty early stage at that time. Not even Ethereum, not even Polkadot. So the only thing you can invest is the different exchange at that time. So we invest into a couple of them, including LedgerX, Bitso, Circle, and a few others. So one thing we invest in the exchange in the equity is really about the licensed CeFi business. I feel if you're operating a CeFi business, you are doing custody for other people's assets, you have to be legit and have the license. The other type of investment we are still working on and make kind of these days is more about infrastructure. For example, we are the largest shareholder of ChainSafe. So also we are keep investing to this company. So they are actually a very decent tech team which do the work for all the basically layer 1 protocols, including Polkadot. So infrastructure, I would say, is very important. And the others, for example, we putting a lot of capital into CoinList. I feel that that's also a very important infrastructure. We got a lot of IDO platform, but have a licensed, legit, and crawling platform is also important in this industry. So one thing insist in our firm is start from the very beginning. We actually keep investing to equity and invest equities in the past 7 years. Yeah, I would say more importantly is really the things happening in 2017. Actually, at that time, Bitcoin faced the scalability issue, so as Ethereum. So we feel that it's probably there's some room and potential for other layer 1 protocols to survive and grow. So maybe we can find some other options. So we decided investing to a couple of them, including Polkadot, Near, Solana, Avalanche, and Cosmos, start from 2017. Then when things move, we feel that it's more important to figure out this clearly. What I'm investing for? Am I just investing for layer 1 protocol trying to solve the problem of scalability issue of Ethereum, or am I investing to the next generation of the protocol? So this is really the key question to myself and to our firm. Then we dig into all the details and all the technology. We feel that Polkadot is the answer, and because we believe it's really about unless you have a totally revolution or kind of next generation of technology, Ethereum will solve the scalability issue one day by layer 2s, by other solutions. They will solve it. They are still the largest ecosystem. But to compete with them, or what is really big in the future is the next generation of technology, not just solving the problem they have right now. So because of that reason, and there's two options clearly, one is Cosmos, one is Polkadot. If you compare these two, Polkadot is more complicated, probably hard to use, at least so far, but it's more promising in the future. So, about multi-chain, we fully, agree the future belongs to multi-chain, and more importantly, the future belongs to cross-chain. And this is really the key to the answer. Clearly, all the swap you see these days between all the EVM didn't work, and Vitalik pointed that it has been verified by all the hacks. So, this is really something we would love to do after we kind of figure out this clearly. So one big decision I made in our firm is to sell all the other layer 1 protocols. Probably, a lot of people surround me criticize for that, or ask me the question, are you regret about selling your Solana at $3? On a purely financial perspective so far, it's probably the wrong decision, right? I sold all my Solana at $3 when they got listed and exchanged that for DOT. At least so far, the return is probably, it's not a good probably decision, at least so far. But what I view this is more strategically and in the long term for what happens, let's say in 2025, is this still a good decision? My answer is yes. At that time, I'm pretty sure it's probably the best decision I have ever made. Sell my Solana position and exchange that to Polkadot. That's probably the best decision I have ever made, right? And I'm not regretting for that. Even a lot of people surrounding me criticize for that. So, okay, so this is really the story about we invest into different layer 1 and then, exchange everything to DOT. Next thing become easy is what we do start from 2019. Once we figure out this problem, then we feel like instead of being just a supporter, just being an investor, we need to be a builder and a supporter. So we start to invest in the Polkadot ecosystem. You see all the projects we invest in: data, DeFi, infrastructure, NFT, metaverse, and a wallet. Including all the names in the Polkadot ecosystem. So I think right now I will definitely expand further, but this is really the first step for us. I think we already done pretty good about accumulating our position in DOT and also invest in the layer 1 pair chains. But for the next step, we will definitely do more investment in the infrastructure, especially like wallet, and also the ecosystem about different layer 1 like amsterDOT, Akala, Moving, Infinity, and a few more. We'll definitely do that. And we think also it's important for decent team moving to the Polkadot ecosystem. If there's a new idea in GameFi, in Metaverse, which is very interesting, moving to Polkadot ecosystem and try to be a pair chain or deploying on other ecosystem, we will definitely invest. These are really the focus, I would say, start from this year. So we are not just like a invest in a layer 1, the first bunch of project, then go, but we are going to supporting the ecosystem very, very deeply. Yeah, one thing one criteria I have to say in our firm is, if a Polkadot project we invest trying to be a pair chain, then we will 100% support on the crowd loan side. So far, we deployed $2.4 million to the first 2 batches of crowd loan to our portfolios, including Akala, amsterDOT, Infinity, Composable Finance, HydroDex, and Interlay. And definitely we will do more. Since right now, because of a couple of reasons, maybe secondary market, whatever, the cost of the pair chain slot goes down. But we will definitely support if the project asks us to support the crowd loan. I think the sooner you get a pair chain, the sooner pair chain slot, the sooner you can launch the project, right? So I think that's something we were definitely willing to help and do. Yeah, the other things I will say, as I say, I just don't want to be a financial investor. I want to be more like a builder and also supporters grow with the project together. So there's a couple of things I think I'm going to say here and trying to support our portfolio in the Polkadot ecosystem. First thing is really more common support based on the other resources we have. For example, we are investor into CoinList and Republic. If the project want to go to be listed there, do a crowd loan, then we can definitely help connect them. And based on the 7 years experience I have in Asia with all the good connection with top tier Asia exchange, including Binance, OKX, Huobi, Gate.io, KuCoin, whatever, we can help the connection on the SEX and the Launchpad side. The second common support we have is really about PR and marketing. I think this is definitely necessary for Polkadot ecosystem to go out and spread the news to the whole industry. And these are the names that we have relationship with and definitely willing to do that. So as the KOL, like WSB, of course, including the Polkadot KOL like Donnie's. I haven't listed all of them, but we got a full list. Once the project is ready, launch the network, ready to spread the product to more people, then KOL definitely help on this. For early stage project, I would say the incubator is important. There's a lot of great incubator we sponsor and we work with, like Outlier Venture, Berkeley, and Dollar Hacks, and Long Hash, or these kind of good names. Now we help early stage projects get into this incubator, and when they go out of the incubator, we can definitely invest as well. Yeah, this is first type of like a more common kind of need and things we can support for the Polkadot project. The second thing I want to say is more specific support we have. I'm trying to see what I can do specifically to the project in different sectors. For example, if you are building a DeFi project in amsterDOT ecosystem or others, we think we're gonna going to provide a liquidity from the beginning. I think that's really important for the project to grow for the first step. So I'm planning to allocate at least $50 million for this for all the DeFi project in the Polkadot ecosystem to provide a liquidity. That should including all the native assets like amsterDOT or like other stable coin like USDT, USDC, or DOT or other assets. I'm planning to do this first $50 million to start. Then depends on the situation, we can definitely scale it, make it bigger. For the GameFi project and for the other project, I think good is really important. So I invest into some GameFi project. I manage very good relationship with our team. Actually, manage very good relationship with the few good like Marriott Circle, GoodFi, YGG, and a few others. I think that's really important if you are building a GameFi project in the Polkadot ecosystem later. There's not many of them, but in the future there will be a lot of them. So I think this is really important resources in the gaming sector. And actually, interestingly, we are onboarding a few young kids like just drop off the college, join us, playing game like every day, and trying to understand what is a GameFi. And this is really very fresh to me, and sometimes they can give very fresh idea to me and to the project. I think that's also very interesting. If someone is operating a GameFi project, I think that's definitely something we can do and to work together. Yeah, this is something we are looking for. Already, I think the first two parts, it's not done. It's still in the middle of the work, but already we accomplished part of them. I'm still, I'm buying DOT from the beginning, buying DOT from OTC market, buying DOT on the second market. I'm keep doing that. And for the layer one, protocol as well. So buying that in the private sale, in the crowd loan, in the second market as well. So keep doing that. And but more importantly for this, I want to highlight the last two is really what we are going to deploy our capital. The first is really about the ecosystem project deploying on the layer ones. We already invest 4 projects in amsterDOT ecosystem, and we are deploying more capital to other ecosystems as well. I think this is important for the layer one chain to have a bigger ecosystem, to have a big number of TVL, have more project deploy on top of that. So this is really something I think could be the focus of DFG in 2020. And more importantly, and also I just don't want to forget infrastructure. I mean, I'm not sure I mean, for Polkadot JS, I can use it, but for new people to use it, it should be a little bit hard. That's not a bad thing, but we just need to more projects like Talisman, Fearless Wallet, and others to kind of building things like this, really infrastructure, benefit people, and moving to the Polkadot ecosystem. This is important. So as subquery, Byforce, Pinknode, and PNS, and a few more. I think infrastructure is great in the Polkadot ecosystem, but we can definitely do more. This is really an important layer for the next step when we do adoptions. Yeah, this is, I think, two things we are focused on is the ecosystem layer 1 and the infrastructure for this year. Yeah, I want to explain a little bit about our mission or our vision. The first, I already say that we want to not only be an investor, but also be a builder and also grow with the project together. For example, one more thing to add, we are actually onboarding a few tech person in-house and trying to operating the node for the portfolio project we invest. We already done amsterDOT, Interlay, and a few others. We think this makes sense from the beginning, even for our own investment. And later on, whether we turn that into a public service, onboarding other people's assets, then we will see. But at least right now, it's something we would love to do, and it makes sense for both of us and the project we invest. So we are going to be a builder or like supporter for the ecosystem. The second is more diversified investment. It's not contradict to what I'm saying about kind of being focused. We want to focus on the Polkadot ecosystem, but we want to be more diversified in this ecosystem. So no matter what kind of sector you are working on in the project, in the Polkadot ecosystem, we will invest. We don't have a preference about sector in the Polkadot ecosystem, so we will support every of them if they are decent enough. The last and I think the most important is long term. So I already say that on Twitter, I'm here for decades, not for years, because I think if you take a look at all the investors in this space, especially for the big ones, why they are successful, why they are being so successful, one important reason is they have something they believe, and they've been very focused and deploying capital into that. And more important, they are focused, they are kind of holding their position and they invest in the long term. Not only just kind of, okay, this is popular, then I come to switch. I got a lot of noise like around me that, okay, Cosmos right now have a good momentum. This is not important because everyone will have a good momentum. Polkadot have very good momentum in 2020. And 2021 Solana first, then Avalanche, right now Cosmos, Terra. There will be, it's great you have the short-term momentum, but more importantly, what is the decision maker here is not about the short-term momentum. It's about whether you can be long-term supporter for a successful ecosystem. That's really the key to success. So I think long-term value is really the things DFG focus on. Okay, there's two more things I want to discuss a little bit further. I already talked a little bit about Polkadot versus other layer ones about this. I think two key parts is really, the first I already mentioned, is that like you have the things for the next generation of technology. Yeah, this is the key question, I think, make things different than from Polkadot to other layer ones. And the other things I think what is important is really, do you have a strong tech team to realize that vision? I think the team in Parity and Web3 Foundation is the strongest I have ever seen in the industry. So that's why I have so much confidence about, Polkadot is going to be huge and big, and I would say beat other layer ones in the future. The problem is how long will it take? I don't think it will be very long. It probably take a couple of years, but we will see Polkadot being very big and great in the future. So based on these two criteria, I have full confidence that Polkadot is going to be huge in the future. And the tech is really the most important thing if you are building a protocol. Unless you are building X Affinity or other application, maybe the product is the most important thing, but technology is really the most important thing. The team behind the technology of Polkadot is definitely able to do that. So this is something I think, my conclusion to this kind of competitions among all the protocols. Yeah, the other things I get asked a lot is about whether Kusama have values. So when people told me to buy Kusama at the beginning, it's like a $1 or whatever. So, but at that time, to be honest, I don't fully understand the value of Kusama. But right now, I get a clear picture about why both Kusama and Polkadot are valuable in the future. Because from the beginning, we will see the same project deploying on both Polkadot network and Kusama. But when the time, when gradually we will find like a different project start to use different protocol. For example, I know there's one portfolio company called DheX. They are not in the Polkadot ecosystem yet, but they are going to competing for Kusama pair chains law. And there's another ecosystem called Engine. They are deploying Affinity to become a Polkadot pair chain, but they are not, going to deploy a pair chain in Kusama. So, which means that gradually I think, if one project is managing two pair chains together with the same thing, I don't think that's creating a lot of value. But gradually we will see Kusama ecosystem and the Polkadot ecosystem being more separate. Both of them have great value with different kind of project. I think that's actually very important trend for both ecosystems, and both of them will be very valuable in the future. Yeah, that's the last summary. I think I'm 200% bullish on Polkadot, and I think everyone will agree with me. Thank you, and this is my speech. Thank you.